All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're unpacking the absolutely wild sci-fi mythological plot of Varanasi. This is a story that smashes ancient history together with a truly apocalyptic future. So let's get into it. So, let me ask you something. What if the end of the world wasn't, well, an end? What if it was just part of a cycle? Imagine everything you know is about to get wiped out, but it's not some random accident. It's more like a scheduled event, you know? A cosmic reset button being pushed. That's the core idea we're dealing with here. Okay, so let's set the scene. The year is 2027, yeah, not that far off, and the end is, well, it's pretty much here. But this is not your typical disaster flick, not at all. The threat we're talking about is cosmic. It's something way more fundamental than anything you could imagine. So who's the bad guy in all this? Well, here's the thing. It's not a person. It's this cosmic force, this idea called Chittamani. And you gotta think of it less like some evil deity and more like a law of nature. You know, like gravity? The rule is simple. For something new to be born, the old has to be completely consumed. It's this primal, totally unstoppable cycle. And that brings us to the immediate, very real danger. A giant asteroid named Shambhavi hurtling towards Earth. But here's the twist. This isn't just some random chunk of rock. No way. It's the physical manifestation of that Chittamani cycle we were just talking about. It's the spearhead of the consumption phase. It is literally a cosmic reset button. And it's aimed right at us. So, the big question is, how in the world do you fight the cosmic law? The simple answer? You don't. You can't. You have to work with it, navigate it. And that's where our hero comes in. See, he's not trying to stop the world. He's trying to change what that end actually means by going back and facing the past. So, let's move on to the Rudra. He is such a cool concept. He's an archaeologist, a warrior. I mean, how perfect is that for a story where you get to literally dig into history to see the future? Now, his key power, which comes from the god Shiva, isn't what you'd expect. It's not about destruction, it's about transformation. That one single ability is going to change absolutely everything. Okay, so how does he even time travel? It's not like he has a DeLorean to make. It's way cooler and honestly way harder. He has to solve a puzzle first. He needs to find what's called a temporal clue right there in his present. This could be anything. A specific book, a forgotten phrase, maybe even the stars on in a certain way. That's the thing that unlocks the door to a very specific universe. So this whole mission boils down to this three-step plan. Step 1, find that temporal clue. Step 2, use it to jump back to a precise moment in history. And step 3, correct one single critical mistake. The whole idea is to trigger a massive butterfly effect, you know, one tiny change in the past that creates huge ripples and hopefully saves the entire future. Now, this isn't just a one-and-done kind of trip. Oh no. To save the future, Rudra has to basically untangle this massive historical knot. And this knot has threads that stretch across two totally different eras. One in what we'd call recent history and another that goes way, way back into deep mythology. So check out this timeline. His mission is just an incredible journey through the ages. He starts in his present, 2027 CE. His first jump takes him back to 512 CE. But then he has to go even further, all the way back to 7200 BCE. With each jump, he's getting closer and closer to the real root of the problem. All right, so that first jump takes Rudra to Varanasi in the year 1512. And what he finds there is that a really powerful ritual performed by a sage went horribly wrong. See, it was supposed to harmonize with that Chittamani cycle, guiding it towards renewal. But instead, it accidentally flicked a switch and set the whole thing on a path of pure, mindless destruction. Rudra's job? To go in and subtly fix that one critical error. But that's not the end of it. From 512, he has to jump even deeper, way back to the mythological era of Trifayuga, because this is where the original sin, so to speak, actually happened. It all started here, when the incredible power of a figure named Kumbhakarna was misused. That one act created the massive cosmic imbalance that Chittamani is now trying to fix in the most violent way possible. And here is where it all connects so brilliantly. This ancient mythological figure, Kumbhakarna, he's the ancestor of the main villain back in 2027, a guy named Kumbha. Think about that.
The ancestor's mistake created the cosmic problem, and now, thousands of years later, his descendant is trying to twist the cataclysmic solution for his own selfish power.
Okay, so all of this, the time jumps, the corrections, it all leads to the final act. Rudra finally returns to his own time, armed with everything he's learned and fixed, and he is ready for the ultimate showdown. He gets back to 2027 with literally moments to spare. The asteroid, Shambhavi, is about to hit. The world is on the brink. And who's there waiting for him? His nemesis, Kumbha. And he's got one goal: to hijack all of that apocalyptic energy from Chithamani and use it for himself. And really, their goals couldn't be more different. They're both staring at the same incredible cosmic power, but they see totally different things. Kumbha's goal? It's all about control, about power, about domination. But Rudra's goal? It's about harnessing that same power, to restore balance and put the natural cycle back on track. Then, at the most critical moment, this mysterious guardian figure, Mandakini, plays her final incredible card. She reveals her true purpose. She's a protector of the cosmic cycle itself. And she sacrifices herself to stabilize the raw, chaotic energy that's just pouring out of this cataclysm. It's a huge moment, and it gives Rudra the one tiny window he needs to act. And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the entire story. The whole point was never to destroy the threat. It was to transform it. This is the ultimate payoff, the whole reason for his journey. Rudra doesn't just, blow up the asteroid. No. Using that unique power of his, transformation, he essentially catches that wave of destructive energy and remakes it. He forces the Chittamani cycle out of its destruction phase and into its creation phase. He turns this world-ending weapon into a new source of life, kind of like watching a star being born. Which leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on, doesn't it? This whole story shows that the line between destruction and creation is just razor thin. Sometimes you actually need the power of one to achieve the other. So it makes you think. When you're faced with a huge problem, what's your first instinct? Is it to destroy it, to break it apart, or is it to transform it, to remake it into something new?